What's up, everybody? My name is Missy Cook. I am from 631.com, the place to go to get out of your head and to get on with getting on. And today I am wishing you a very happy Thanksgiving. A lot of times Thanksgiving is the time of year when we start doing a lot of self-reflection on how far we've come and whether or not we achieved the goals that we set out to achieve in the beginning of the year. Quite often that self-reflection comes with a lot of hard decisions that are emotionally taxing and difficult to make. So today, to kick off the end of year self-reflection and to help you make some of those hard decisions that you are faced with, I'm going to show you a simple framework to get all of that emotional confusion out of your head and down on paper so that you can make the best decision possible even when you're faced with a very difficult decision. So it's really easy. What you do, first thing, is you evaluate all of your options. So in my scenario today, we are going to talk about whether or not you want to stay living where you currently live or if you want to move somewhere else. So if you currently live in Seattle, you are going to list all of your options down this side of the page. So you would write Seattle. And then perhaps you have a family who lives in Miami. So you would write Miami as an option. And then let's say that you always wanted to try living in Phoenix and you've never had an opportunity and now you have that chance. So Phoenix is also an option. Then what you do when you, after you've listed out all of the options that you are faced with picking, you list all of the factors across the top of your paper that come into play about whether or not you will choose a certain option. So some things that might matter would be whether or not you have a job, or whether or not there's family there, and whether or not you like the weather. Then what you're going to do underneath all of your factors is give each one of these factors a weight. And the weighted factors on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being not very important and 5 being very important. And now it is important to remember that your factors can have all the same number or all different numbers. It doesn't matter. They're all independent of each other. So whether or not you have a job might be something that was very important. So you would give this a weighted factor of, let's say, 5. But let's say that you're not that close to your family or they already live all over the United States, so it doesn't really matter whether or not they live close to you, so you might give that a factor of 1. And then the weather comes into play, and the weather is important to you, but it's not a make or break situation. Then you might give that a relative factor weighting of 3. So now what you're going to do is go ahead and fill out your matrix, and you are going to answer each factor for each option. So what you'll do is you'll start with Seattle, and you'll consider whether or not you have a job there. And in this scenario, you already live there. And so you're gonna do this scale on the level of least desirable to most desirable, again on a 1 to 5 scale. So since you already have a job in Seattle, then that is a 5. You do have, let's say, 1 or 2 family members there. Since you would, in this scenario, we're considering family helpful, then we would say maybe this is a 2 or a 3 for you because there's not a lot of family. And then you would also consider the weather, and in Seattle it rains a lot and you hate rain, so that would also be a 1. You're going to do this for Miami, so you do have a job offer there, you have no family, and you love the weather. Okay, and then in Phoenix, let's say you also have a solid job offer, you have a little bit of family, a little bit more there than you like them a little bit better, and you love the weather. Okay, so that gets a 5. So what you're going to do now is go through and figure out the relative factor based on your weight. So what'll happen here is you multiply everything in this column by whatever your top factor is. So the weighted factors for Seattle would be 25, or 5 times 5, 3 and 3, for 1 times 3 and 3 times 1. Then you are going to do the same thing for the other rows. So you will have 15, 1, and 15. And then for Phoenix, you will also have 15, 2, and 15. All right, so what you want to do then is add up this bottom number in each row. So for Seattle, that would be 31. For Miami, that would also give you 31. And Phoenix would give you 32. So based on the options that you chose and the factors that you chose as being important, in this scenario, you can see that Phoenix is the best option for you. And even though it's only slightly better, there is a difference. So it takes something that was a seemingly overwhelming problem and creates a very mathematical equation so that you can get it out of your head and see which is best. So as you go through your holidays and you're deciding what choices you want to make for the end of this year and next year, I urge you to use this matrix to help you make any decisions that are difficult. If you have any questions, you can contact me at missy@631.com, and if you found this helpful, I would love for you to leave a comment letting me know how you will use it in your life. Talk to you soon. Have a great Thanksgiving. Bye.